We have had several passengers go overboard cruise ships in the last few weeks, but how common is it for cruisers to go overboard, and should you worry? Ahoy, travelers! It's Amy with Cruising from the Ozarks here to help you make your travel experience a success. Just last weekend, there was another case of a man going overboard. On Friday, a 59-year-old man from California went overboard the Emerald Princess on its way to Hilo, Hawaii. Unfortunately, CCTV footage showed that the man went overboard deck 9 shortly after 4 a.m. that morning. Despite search and rescue, the man has yet to be located. Now, despite the fact that it may seem like these incidents have increased recently, the number of passengers who go overboard each year is actually very small considering the amount of passengers that sail on cruise ships each year. Between 2009 and 2019, there were 212 man overboard incidents on cruise ships. This is according to a report issued by CLIA, the Cruise Lines International Association. That works out to roughly 19 overboards each year. With around 25 million people cruising each year, we can see how rare they actually are. In fact, the number of overboard incidents has actually been on the decrease until very recently. Even then, the numbers have only gone up slightly in comparison to previous years, plus the numbers of rescues also went up. Now, these stats are based on numbers from the last report on operational incidents by CLIA, which took the incidents from 2009 to 2019, but they do give us a glimpse into trends. As a passenger, should you be concerned that cruise ships are dangerous? Well, before we discuss that, if you enjoy this video and maybe even learn something, consider subscribing with the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future posts. Be sure to hit that like button as well. It only takes a second, and doing so helps cruisers like you find us. So, should cruisers be worried that they might accidentally go overboard? Absolutely not. It's almost impossible to accidentally fall overboard without there being a series of really bad choices that lead up to it. Cruise ships have railings that are around chest height on the average person, the minimum height being 42 inches from the deck. That makes it hard for anyone under like 7 or 8 feet to just trip and fall overboard. Safety regulations such as uniform minimum railing height, balcony heights, structural barriers, and other requirements are in place to prevent passengers who are acting responsibly from simply falling off a cruise ship. So, how do people go overboard? Almost every overboard case is either intentional or based on really bad decisions that often include alcohol. Unfortunately, there are people who choose to take their own life by jumping off a cruise ship. Since they often do this in the middle of the night, it can be hours later before their absence is noticed, and search and rescue can be issued. At that point, it's often too late. Another big contribution to overboard cases has to do with alcohol and poor decision making. Sometimes it could be that someone has had too much to drink and is goofing around. Maybe they're standing on deck furniture or climbing over the railings. Then there are those cases of people trying to get a selfie or get that viral video for social media. In their attempt to get that perfect shot, they put themselves in harm's way. It was just this June that a woman went overboard the Mariner of the Seas while trying to get a selfie. Luckily, she was seen, and the quick actions of the crew meant a happy ending for her, but that's not always the case. According to CLIA, of the 212 overboard incidences mentioned earlier, only 48 of those, roughly 28%, were rescued alive. That amounts to 4 or 5 rescues a year. The cruise industry is working towards better alert systems. Currently, ships are required to have cameras set up to capture images of passengers who go overboard, which does help determine when and where a passenger went overboard. But is there more that can be done? Companies are beginning to create new technology designed to detect if a large object goes overboard on a ship. One company has developed a product that uses thermal cameras and micro radars to detect when someone has gone overboard and then can alert crew members. While overboard detection systems are not required yet, I believe we're going to start seeing more ships choosing to install them, despite the hefty price tag. And at some point in the future, I imagine they will be required on all cruise ships. Maybe once the technology gets better, it proves itself and there's some kind of standardization. Then we're going to see detection and alert systems required. Do you think that cruise ships should be required to implement the newer overboard detection systems? Let me know in the comments. Why not stick around and check out this video and then come back for more information designed to help you have an amazing cruise. Have a blessed week, everyone.